Welcome to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everyone, you are listening to episode 135, What I Accomplished and Learned in 2022. All right, before we get started, as usual, take a moment to give this show a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. I would appreciate it greatly. And while you're at it, go ahead and go to careeruprising.com/sign up and get a free gift. I have an amazing video there called the Career Change Roadmap. It's a free video that walks you through the 3 steps that you need to change careers at any age. All right, so here it is, guys, the last show of the year. I'm excited. 2022 was a fantastic year for me on many fronts. It was certainly not without its challenges, but overall, it was a joyful year, and I definitely went in the right direction. And I hope that you did too, and I'm very excited and hopeful for 2023. I've been making some changes to my business and just my personal life and things to prepare for an amazing new year and make space for new things to come in. That's definitely been a big theme for me, is letting go of some attachments, obligations, things like that, and really making space for myself to grow into being a full-blown CEO here at Career Uprising, doing less client work and working more on the business. So that's just one example of where I'm going, but I've always got a lot of tricks up my sleeve. So what I want to do today is I'm going to share with you part of a list that I made. I did this exercise last year, and I'm doing it again this year. And what I'm going to share is a list of things that I accomplished in this past year, and then a few things that I learned as well. I would highly, highly recommend that you do this exercise yourself. This exercise was actually given to me by my coach and mentor and the founder of this network, Inflow Radio, Summer McStravick. So this is a beautiful, cathartic, therapeutic exercise, and it just made me feel so good last year when I did it for the first time. So I had to do it again this year. And she has you write out 30 things that you accomplished over the past year. So I'm going to share with you about 20 or so. I got the list condensed down a little bit, but every time I do this, I feel amazing. And we have no idea what we've accomplished sometimes until we look at it on paper and really claim it. It's very empowering. So after you listen to this show, I want you to take up your computer or a piece of paper and write down 30 or more things that you accomplished, either personally or professionally, in 2022. They can be big or small. It's up to you. There's no rules. But after I share what I've accomplished, then I'm going to share a few things that I've learned, because I think that those two things go hand in hand. Okay? So like I said, I'm not going to share all 30 for the sake of time. I don't want to bore you to tears or make this all about me, because this is about you. But I do want to share a peek into my life and my business and inspire you to do the same thing for yourself. And if you do, I would love for you to email me and tell me. You can either email me your list, or if you just want to tell me that you did it and what came out of it, it's Lorraine at careeruprising.com. I would love that so much. All right. So I'm going to go through them kind of quick. Let's go. Number 1. I closed out my Facebook account again, and I think this time I did it for good. So you won't find me on Facebook anymore. Less social media time is key to being successful for me. It's absolutely one of the reasons why I'm as successful as I am, because where your focus goes, so your life goes. I think I said that on the last show. It's very true. So I'm not focusing on social media anymore, except for my business. I don't have it for any personal uses at all. I have LinkedIn, and that is it at this point. So I've gone on a social media diet, and I'm much, much more peaceful and better off because of it. Number 2, I bought a new car, you guys. I love my new Ford Explorer Platinum. This is my 3rd Ford Explorer. I'm very loyal to Ford. And it took a whole 6 months to arrive. So to any of you out there who bought cars this year and had to wait for it for a really long time, I feel your pain, but it was totally worth the wait. Number 3, I said goodbye to 2 grandmothers. Both of them actually had already passed away, but we laid them to rest this year in back-to-back months. My maternal grandmother, we had a celebration of life for her in April. And then we also buried my husband's grandmother in Kentucky in May, right after that. We vacationed in Cocoa Beach for the first time. This was fun. It was our first time doing a 2-week vacation, and I'm hooked. I got to do more of those longer vacations. We love the Space Coast. And this was a significant vacation for us because my husband and I most likely plan on moving there after our daughter graduates in 6 years. You will probably find us in Florida, specifically somewhere along the Space Coast or maybe in that Cocoa Beach, Melbourne kind of area. So that was really significant for us to see that area and really get to fall in love with it. So excited about that. We got a puppy too. If you've followed me on LinkedIn, you've seen Coco, my puppy, my mini poodle. This is a huge, huge departure for me and a huge area of growth. I never, ever thought I'd get a dog. I swore I never would. It took a lot of growth and just kind of a different outlook on life for me to be willing to do this. And so those who know me will know that this is a big departure for me. But I'm proud of it. I'm very happy that I opened up my life and my heart to a puppy. That's something I thought I'd never do. I read 57 books this year, you guys, or I will by the time next month is over in December. I can't even believe it as I read these words. That's a lot of books. It's more than a book a week. This is a result of eliminating a lot of TV and social media from my life and really just keeping those things at a minimum. It's amazing how much time you get back. Books are far more enriching to me than anything I could ever find online. So if you ever need a recommendation of something to read, fiction or nonfiction, I'm your gal. Number 7. I earned my concealed carry permit here in Virginia. Now that one might surprise or even disappoint or offend some people, but that's okay. I'm proud of it. It's an accomplishment, so I'm going to include it on this list. I got out of my comfort zone. I learned a new skill, and I'm just proud of it. So I also want to say I didn't come this far in my career to censor myself or conform to other people's expectations, and you shouldn't either. So whatever your accomplishments are, even if they're controversial or polarizing, that's okay. They're yours. It's not about anybody else. It's about you. So I'm definitely going to include that one on here. Number 8, I became an S Corp and started running payroll. My business has grown. I reached a financial milestone, and I'm no longer an LLC. So that took a lot of changes on the back end, behind the scenes for my company. So I'm happy that I'm taking control of my finances and my taxes and getting all of that organized and getting to the next level there. Number 9, I celebrated 15 years of marriage, and actually basically 16 at this point. In January, it'll be my 16th anniversary. So love my hubby and so glad he's my hubby and my business partner after all of these years. We've actually been together for 22 years. All right, let's go quick. I hired 2 employees. So excited to see them flourish and see where they go. We are growing and have a bigger staff now than I've ever had at Career Uprising. I recorded 25 podcasts for you guys, so make sure you check out any shows you missed this year. I turned 38. I'm knocking on the door of 40, and I'm actually kind of excited about it. Age is really nothing but a number to me, at least so far. I think I feel like I'm 25, not almost 40. That's a good thing. But I'm excited for what's ahead. I'm not afraid to get old. I renewed one of my HR certifications for the last time, and I would encourage you to keep up to date with your certifications as well. I supported my husband with our first ever political campaign. That was one of the most challenging experiences. It was quite stressful and a big learning experience for us. I'd never been involved in a political campaign before, but man, I got educated on that. I took up yoga, you guys. In fact, I just did it this morning. I would highly recommend yoga for men and women if you're looking to deepen your spiritual practice and also your physical fitness. That is something I also, for some reason, never ever thought I would do. And so I did that as well. I've done a couple things I never thought I would do this year. I launched a LinkedIn newsletter and a LinkedIn Live series now that I'm officially a creator on LinkedIn. I have their official creator mode. So I've been playing around with some new content. And so make sure to check out my LinkedIn newsletter, Get Hired Over 40, and my occasional LinkedIn Lives as well. All right, moving right along. I also launched a couple new partnerships with Brains Magazine and YM Careers. So make sure to check out my articles and my interview in Brains Magazine as well. I earned my county's top 40 under 40. That was a huge award that I had been wanting to get for a couple of years. I had tried in the past and didn't get it. So I'm excited to say that this year, while I'm still barely under 40, I did get our top 40 under 40 here in Loudoun County. So that was wonderful. We enrolled over 80 clients here at Career Uprising. The business has grown every year we've been in business since 2015, even despite a pandemic and a recession. And that, my friends, is proof of what is possible right there. So cool. I also saw a record number of boomerang clients coming back to the program, which proves to me that we have a best-in-class program that is truly in another league. You get what you pay for, my friends. You really, really do. I performed over 300 discovery calls with potential new clients. Oh my goodness, this tells me there's a huge need out there for what we do. And the last accomplishment I'll share is I have survived so far raising a 12-year-old girl in the digital age. She's almost 13. And anyone who is a parent right now, especially for girls, but for both, will tell you how challenging it is to be raising a teenager right now with everything going on in the world and having phones and everything. It's literally a different world than I grew up in. So that's it. I'm just sharing those. There's a few more that I came up with, but let's stop there. I hope that was inspiring for you, and I hope you'll do the same. But I also want to take a minute to share what I learned this year. First, I have spent a lifetime underestimating myself, and so have you. It's time to stop that. Wake up, guys. It's 2023 almost. You are capable of so much more than you think. I know it sounds cliche to say that, but it's true. And until you write it out, you really have no idea what you've done and how awesome you are. And you don't even have to share the list with anybody. You don't have to be all public and flashy like I am. I like that. You can just write the list for you. The other thing that I have learned this year is that it's okay to be me, even if it offends other people or makes them uncomfortable. Over the last couple of years, there have been moments where I have decided not to censor myself with a few things online, to jump in and join some conversations, and it was uncomfortable at first, but I'm glad that I did it. I worked really hard to become an entrepreneur and to have professional, personal, and creative freedom and control over my life. And that means I can say what I want now without repercussions from an employer. And I'm very proud of that. That is something I'm grateful for. And I know that my clients don't have that, so I don't take that for granted. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say that they appreciate the stance that I've took and things like that. I try not to get political, but there's a few times where I have decided to speak up, and I'm glad that I did, because it was a growth opportunity for me, for sure. All right, be you. Even if it makes people uncomfortable, you're allowed to be seen, you're allowed to be heard, you're allowed to have an opinion, you're allowed to disagree, you're allowed to exist, you're allowed to breathe, okay? You're allowed to take up space and air. You really are. So I hope that you will make this list for yourself, feel proud of what you've done, focus on what you have done and not what you have not done. I'd love to work with you in 2023 so we can take your career and your life to the next level. Go to careeruprising.com, learn more about me and my beautiful team. I hope you have a wonderful new year. And when I talk to you again, it's going to be 2023 and it's going to be an amazing year. All right. Take care, guys. Happy New Year. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show is brought to you by InflowRadio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.